to himself forward. Then delivers into the box. The header. Goal! Goal! It's Marcus Ingvartsen using his head wisely, cracking it in.
Hello and welcome into the official SCFC podcast. My name is Kaila Burns-Hefner here with Sal Zizzo and Marvell Win for episode 16 of the podcast.
Yeah, 16. Can't believe we made it this far.
I love this for us.
And we're back together all on the same set. This is so exciting.
I know, this is 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
Oh, you guys
Let's give
spoiled me.
Marv a round of applause. 2 weeks in a row he's been here. Marv, thank you.
He hasn't dipped out on us for travel anymore. However, Marvell was in San Jose
I was.
this past weekend. We ran into each other.
Yeah,
so.
that I actually wanted to ask you guys about that. So,
Marv, give us the background.
yeah.
So the background was someone who actually was a season ticket holder for the longest time back in 2015 when me and Annabelle were on the team. She actually saw the schedule come out and she said, do you want to come to the game when San Jose playing San Diego? And I said, absolutely. So
Nice.
I was actually up for this weekend. It actually coincided with a friend of mine in Sacramento having a birthday. So it was her birthday on Saturday, soccer game on Sunday.
Awesome. What a fun little reunion.
Yeah.
How was it to be back at kind of the old stomping grounds?
It felt good being back at the stomping grounds. I know it's a very nice pitch, and obviously walking around, I saw the general manager, I saw the team administrator, I saw a couple of guys. Got up and talked to Ted Ramey, who does the radio up there, along with Joe Cannon. So it was actually a nice little homecoming with a bunch of friends.
A lot of the same guys from when you were there?
Playing
like,
or
like
in
the
the-
GM and
up
stuff
top?
like that?
Not a lot of the same guys. There's
Okay.
probably 3 that I saw that were still there, and as the other inner workings, I guess I didn't really go in and pick around. But
Yeah.
the guys that were most involved with the team, I got to see.
Nice.
Give them a hug.
Nice. This is your second homecoming of the season. I love that for you.
Thank you so much.
It's a big homecoming for, I guess, a lot of people on our staff. We've got a lot of connections with that area, just being in California. Anibal being probably one of the most notable ones. It was really cool just to get to see how much love that organization has for him. So like he couldn't go anywhere without people calling for him and giving him hugs and stuff. So great to see that. Great to see that around the league for sure.
Yeah, they treated us well. That's why I was happy to go back, as they had everybody, because it was an organization that cared about its players, a little bit. So when I went back there, I didn't want to, go completely crazy for SCFC when I was in the stands, but I was definitely cheering when we got our goals.
Marv was pitch side. He's being
Yeah, I saw
he's
that.
being casual about that. Got to see him down there. It was fun.
It was difficult analyzing the game from that low. It was terrible.
Yeah, he had floor seats.
Yeah, it's hard to see
right
on
at the
there, right?
50.
It's tough.
Right behind the camera guy, right?
I tried filming one play with my phone, and let me just say, it's not as easy as some people make it look.
Yeah.
Well, it was great. Obviously, San Diego FC, 2-1 win on the road. Big comeback victory, a stressful one there. Marv was stressing over there on the pitch side, but great to be able to see this team be able to come back, score 2 goals in the 84th minute.
I mean, like, what is there to say? Like, they just keep plugging away, and when they get their chances, they make the other teams pay. And 6 straight road wins, like that's incredible, and not just incredible as an expansion team, but just as any team in any year. Like, I think I read a stat. There's only been 4 other teams that have ever done that
in history.
In history. So,
MLS.
not even mentioning that they're an expansion team. So, look, it's an incredible moment for them. It just kind of shows you the type of season, I think, bundled up that they're having right now. You can just look at that stat alone and know that they're probably towards the top, and now they're leading the Supporters Shield race, which is, again, just literally, I'm laughing because it's really incredible for a team that was put together, 6-7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
What does that kind of win? You guys have both experienced this. So what does that kind of win do for a team moving forward into, the later part of a season?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think I was part of a team in 2015 with Red Bulls when we won Supporter Shield. And that season was a special season where we were just like grinding out results, and as the season went on and on and on, it was kind of always in the back of our head. And I think now is starting to be the time where they're going to start thinking about this, with however many games left, like, hey, this is a realistic shot, right? They're just hanging around there. They're hanging around. And so, yeah, road wins, I think, is something you can always point to. I think I mentioned this last podcast, but road wins are something that, you can correlate to a team making a deep playoff run, a team having a great regular season, all those things.
Yeah, I got a couple of things. Like what Sal says about having a special season. There's something that's unspoken, unteachable about teams that can come back like that. Of course, you want to teach drive, fight, never give up, and all that stuff, but you can't really instill it into individuals. And as a Mike Tyson quote, everyone has a plan and they get punched in the face. You know what I mean? And we got punched in the face, and yet we still did what we do. And honors again, it's how many more goal contributions can this man have per game? I mean, it's insane. So it shows a lot about the fight, the quality that we have, and that with that game being so disruptive. I mean, I don't think anybody can say that each team played their game and the other team just defended. I mean, it was just all around kind of chaotic, but being able to grind out a win against another California team and away, it speaks a lot to the special qualities that this team has.
It's just special. I mean, you can plan out a whole season, you can figure it all out, but the reality is when things like this happen, it almost spoils you as a fan because it's like, as Marv said, you can't really teach what they're doing, and they just have, they're all just clicking together in every moment. And so, next year they could have the exact same team and it could just not be, something could be not clicking or whatever. So that's why I'm saying the spoiled part is like, let's just enjoy this right now because every moment that they are playing and it's like you just feel like they're going to come back. They're still in it. They all believe, the coaching staff does a great job. So I'm just sitting back enjoying every moment I can watch them play this season.
Yeah, that game was so fun to get to be a part of, just witnessing the joy and the excitement from that team post-match. We've put up a couple of clips of just what that energy was like and just being able to see that joy and enjoying the moment. You brought up Anders' 30 goal contributions on the season, still leading the league in assists, scored his 13th goal of the season so far. He's 1 goal contribution ahead of Messi currently right now. But I think one of the cool things is the way that he celebrated taking off his jersey, running over to the supporter section, holding it up to them. They traveled in insane numbers. They bussed up from San Diego to San Jose. I think there was 3 buses where the fans coming up here supporting, and they sang so loud the entire game. And Mikey talked about it post-match, just what that means and what that, kind of celebration highlights. So I want to hear it.
That goal celebration from him is fantastic because it shows something important, which is all of those Frontera folks, they're on our team. And we recognize what they do for us because we're not playing this game in isolation. We got 11 guys playing on the field. We got another 9 guys on the bench who are giving good energy, and we got a coaching staff, we got a support staff, and then we got Frontera SD up there just bringing the energy all the time. And all of that is what makes us the team and the family that we are.
That kind of is to your point of just enjoying the moment, enjoying and celebrating it with this group that has been able to achieve so much so far.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the fans have been great all year, and obviously they're going to support them through the thick and thin for sure, but it does help when you're towards the top of the league and you're coming back on the road and winning games, and they can hold their head high and on every road trip for the last 6 ones. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, at halftime, I was doing my lap around the concourse, and I came across the Frontera down there, and ran to the guy I know, gave him daps. I was, yo, what's up? He's like, oh, not much, man. Yo, can you hear us? It was like the second thing he said. He said, what's up to him? He's like, yo, can you hear us? We're out there, we're loud, and we're proud. I'm like, I know you guys are.
The whole
keep it going.
Game.
The entire
whole game.
I was telling Cheryl,
so impressive.
The friend next to me, I was like, they're not going to stop.
No,
that the entire time they're not going to stop. And again, in Colorado, I was behind. I was in there with them, but I couldn't do it the whole time. I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's a lot of credit to them, and they got a lot of stamina and endurance.
I think the coolest thing too is when the team came out, like that, the one of their first views that you see in the top corner is the Frontera up there, and they all went and turned around and clapped at them before the national anthem. I think that just shows, obviously there, and then post-match, so going over to them to celebrate. I think that just shows how much appreciation that this team has for this group.
Yeah, I mean, even having some assistant coaches, having some players come onto the pod and talk to us a lot. They mentioned family a lot, and I believe they're, as a group, and so like the fight, the drive that you really want to play for each other and all that stuff, that's part of being a family, because the person next to you is going to run twice as hard for you, so you got to run 3 times as hard for them. And it seems like the whole team and the staff and everybody wants, the supporters up there to know that they're part of the family too. Might not be on the pitch with them, but they're going to give them a wave. They're going to give them as much credit as they can.
Yeah, family. Yeah, the word family goes a long way. I mean, like I said, the year we won Supporter Shield in 2015, that was kind of like our main word. Right?
Really?
It was family, and it didn't matter if, we were showing up to eat breakfast. We were greeting everybody that worked at that training facility and treating them like family. And it was just one huge, giant family. And so, when Marv was saying that, it just rang in my head that was our word back in 2015. And so it's just creating those good habits. And right now it's hopefully going to come to fruition.
Oof, I have chills. It's family on 3 is the chant that is said in the match or in the huddle before every match. The person who actually came up with that is joining us on the podcast today, Marcus Ingvartsen.
What?
So we'll have him
doesn't surprise
on the
me
podcast.
from everything we've heard from a lot of these guests and how they look up to him. So it'll be nice to talk to him.
Really excited for everything that we'll still get to touch on. Stay tuned.
As the official specialty insurance partner of San Diego FC, Palomar offers standalone earthquake insurance that protects property and peace of mind. It's crucial to be prepared. Visit plmr.com or contact your insurance agent for a quote. Palomar, reimagining specialty insurance with innovative, creative solutions.
Hey everybody, this is Darren Smith. I host a radio show called SDFC Midweek Live. You can hear it Wednesday nights, 6 o'clock on San Diego Sports 760 and anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Join me, Adrian Garcia Marquez, Warren Barton, SDFC players and staff. It's the only hour on local radio dedicated 100% to San Diego Football Club and the beautiful game.
All right, welcome to the show, Marcus Ingvartsen.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So the first thing we always like to do is just give the background, your start story, and how you started playing soccer. Just tell us how it all began for you.
Oh yeah, I started when I was 4, I think, with a kindergarten friend at that time. His dad was a coach, and he got me into it. I started back in the goal, actually, as a goalkeeper.
You were tall back then.
Were you tall? Yeah.
I don't know why. I remember a picture with Peter Schmeichel, Danish goalkeeper. I had his national team team shirt, and for some reason I started back there. But I also stopped like half or a season after, took a little break, and then started up again on the field, and been playing ever since.
Nice. Did you play? You after that, you were like,
we're gonna move out away from the goal, push a couple of lines forward, and then I played as a winger mostly. I was a big Beckham fan when I was a little boy, and played as a winger. And then I think when I was around 13, 14, became striker of the team, and then enjoyed that ever since.
You, for people who don't know, have been in the Right to Dream system for a very long time. Can you just kind of detail out your pathway with them in Nordsjælland and everything?
Yeah, so I grew up in Farum, FC Nordsjælland, that city there, and it's always been a developing club. Played a lot of young people and with the position style of play, and I think after a season with the first team, Right to Dream came in and bought FC Nordsjælland. So I had a season with them. They started to integrate some ideas, styles on and off the pitch and so on. Then I was sold. But been following it ever since. Kept the contact with some people in the club and in the organization and so on. So that's been my way through the youth, the academies and so on there.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you then went to Genk and then made your way to the Bundesliga and stuff like that. Like, what has that journey been like from starting, in your hometown where you grew up and then kind of going on your soccer journey, which ultimately led you here?
Yeah, I was I had my days in Farum always, and I was playing there till I was 21. So been living in the city also till I was 15, 16. So it's been a very small little circle going back and forward from home to school to training. But it's been really nice. And then making this this transfer away from home has always been a big dream and was amazing when it happened. And I had 2 years in Belgium and then moved on to the Bundesliga. And I had really 4 great years there that I enjoyed very much.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ja,
ein bisschen.
Ja, ein bisschen, ja. Ich spreche ganz gut.
Super.
Sal spent some time in Germany.
Cool. So I don't know how many episodes you've listened to, but when it comes to coaches and players, you're always regarded as a leader in the locker room, on the field, off the field, and you just come with a certain type of energy. When you first came to this squad, did they tell you that we want you to be kind of a leader? Or was it something that you just took on? Or was it almost kind of given to you with your experience with the Right to Dream? So you clearly know the philosophy and you're clearly an embodiment of it. Because honestly, this is our first time meeting. And, you know, I've just, like, your reputation precedes you.
Thanks. I think I've always been leading by example. And like, I've always been doing my stuff very structured, very professional, and like trying to optimize everything I could. Like on field, also giving advices around, and like maybe not the most outspoken leader and so on, but showing by example. And that's something I've been doing since I had some major injuries when I was very young, 16, 18, that developed my mindset a lot and my person, and just been working as a machine ever since, and like really, been enjoying that. And then coming here, of course, knowing the system, the style of play, and so on, wasn't put on me, but just like an open question. It was something that being a part of the leadership group and helped to implement all the ideas and so on. And I gladly do that and really been enjoying it.
Yeah, so there was no outside pressure. It sounds like because you like to be structured, you put more pressure on yourself than anybody else can. And when it comes to injuries, there's really, the only thing good about an injury is watching yourself progress and get back fit. And it seems like with this squad and this family of a team, they want you to know that when you're ready to come back, we got a place for you. And I know that probably helps you out in your entire recovery process, you know, coming back and forth. So as you've been in the locker room and been in the gym, is there anybody in the gym been there like pushing you a little bit harder?
Yeah, no, I've had unfortunately 2 injuries, but 2 good rehab periods. So it's tough when you're out for a long time. Your schedule during the day is sometimes completely opposite from the guys training, and you don't always see them or get to talk to them. Like it's changing in periods and schedule and so on. So you're a lot by your own with your coach, the rehab trainer, and so on. And it's been tough, but also like for me, try to change it to something positive and trying to go into some small details that you maybe not really having the time for when you're in a full training game schedule and so on.
Sure.
And then just being able to come back as strong, as good as possible. I felt that I was in great shape coming back from my first injury, and unfortunately, shit happens.
It does.
And now I feel like really great again. I've been working and like having a very strict schedule. Like they've been pushing me, I've been pushing them, and we have a really good collaboration throughout this whole rehab time.
Awesome.
So you mentioned you had an injury when you were 15, 16, and that kind of set the tone for dealing with stuff like, you know, what you've dealt with this year. So was that something that, you know, you weren't good at dealing with at that age? Because I can't imagine any 15-year-old being, you know, knowing how to handle, you know, serious injuries. But was that something that was in you that kind of came natural, or was that something that you felt like you worked on as you got older, the mental side of overcoming certain things?
It's definitely something that came, especially after my first injury. So it was, of course, very tough. I was 16 at that time, and like integrating a little bit with the first team, some trainings here and there, and like getting this major injury. I was out for 6-7 months with a meniscus injury. So it was a tough one, but also like quite quickly I've always been around like if I can take 0.5% there and 1% there and like just adding 0.5% every day, like I'm patient in that process. And then I just started to ask a lot of questions, started to get to know my body, sleep, eat right, and so on. And basically from that first injury, just been putting it on.
Adding a little bit here and there. Yeah.
Good lesson to learn early.
I definitely think it helped my career a lot. Like when I had my second one, it was again, never nice to have an injury, but you come over it quickly. I knew I could come back so much stronger. Probably a little bit same in this situation now here. New team, new club, everything. Like, you want to be a part of it. But I'm also very confident. Like, when I come back, when I get back in game shape and so on, I will come back with a very high level.
Yeah, you had a goal and assist in about 20 minutes coming off the bench and your return from injury. Tell us a little bit about that moment and what that means for you to be able to return in that type of a way.
Yeah, perfect Sunday. It was great to come in, just first of all to play again and get that feeling. I was subbed in a little earlier than expected, but I wasn't complaining about that.
The coach was like, "We're going to give you 10 minutes today, just so you know." All right, double it.
So that was amazing. And then we came behind, but I felt like the confidence in the team was quite good. We didn't fall down too much. It wasn't the most beautiful game, difficult field, and we didn't get our game going completely as we wanted. But like, we didn't feel too hit after their goal. It was like one open little situation. Like, I scored the hitter, and then after this, it was basically they are so man orientated. The goal from Anders, he can run like half a pitch. So I think the confidence and the belief was very strong in the team.
Walk us through kind of what you saw on that header.
Did you know Franco had that in his locker?
Outside, first he chips it over and takes it down, and then I saw myself in I was very alone, like in between the central defenders. So basically a lot of space, and just wanted that ball to come in. And great timing, and I got the power in the hitter, and it was an amazing feeling. I basically just wanted to get the ball out of the net and then get going again. So really, really energy boost for myself, but also for the team at that time.
Yeah, side netting froze the keeper. Then you even gave a little point to the supporters up there.
Yep. It was just amazing to see that many fans traveling. And even though I've been away from the field, like, I've seen the support from the outside a little bit more, and how every home game and even like away games, always somebody traveling. And the other day was a really big group. So they gave us the energy down there.
Yeah, it's gonna do great for. Obviously, you're very your head's on the right way. But if I was coming back from an injury and I was able to get in there and contribute right away and get the goals, it just it alleviates the pressure a little bit. From you're a forward, right? Your job is to score goals, and so
sure,
now that you got that first one so quickly, now you can kind of just focus on raising the minutes more and more, and then contributing more and more. Yeah. So I'm happy you were able to get that in.
Yeah, thanks.
When you were away from the team, you mentioned obviously it's hard to be kind of separated from them, but did you get to pick up anything from just observing from your position of like seeing the game from a different point of view?
Just like. Watching the games from outside always is a little bit different. Like, you get a different experience, and like to see how the team develop throughout the weeks. Some periods struggling with certain stuff, and other periods where everything just clicked very well. So that, like, to see it from outside has been really nice. The tough part is that you're not a part of all the small stuff and the trainings, and like. I'm still like in very good communication within the locker room and come together with the guys and everything. But it's still like in training, that's where all the small little details and connections are made. So that's been tough to be away from, but also to help as the leader that I could be from outside and talking to some of the offensive players and like giving my view. But it's been very nice, but also very tough to follow it.
For sure. One of the things we were talking about a little bit before you got on here was just how connected this team is. You also mentioned it as well. Some people don't know that the Family on 3 chant actually originated from you. Can you tell us the story about how that kind of came together?
Yeah, I think it was after some of the first trainings. Mikey often said, like, if Jeppe, you have a word, or Marcus, you have a word, Anibal, like some of the leadership groups. And then after this training, he asked me, and then I said, no, but let's come together and family on 3. And then it got stuck from there, and it's been a big part of us. So it was nice to create that little thing. And it really feels like a family, and the way Mikey wants to do stuff, the organization wants to do it, and also just how the team has come together. Everybody came with a clean book and wanted to be a part of the style of play and this new team. So I think that also made the transition like going faster. It's very difficult to do from a well-developed club, but now everybody came in and just wanted to show themselves and make their way into the team.
How has it been like you've been able to see this club develop, you and Jeppe signing so early on and kind of getting to see everybody get added into the mix? What has it been like for you to get to be a part of this expansion club?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, we signed like early on, and it was only like 5 players for quite some time. But yeah, I had confidence also in the organization to bring together a very strong team, and the whole process behind finding the players and so on is very unique and incredible how they've done it, and how well it turned out. So just to see some pictures from this training facilities from day one, and like the dreams, ambitions, and exactly. I was here with FC Nordsjælland like a year before we started also, and we went around with hats and shiny shirts and so on, because it was just a big working area. So to see that whole process with facilities, we saw the stadium also, like of course a very nice new build stadium, and it's amazing to be a part of, and that was also why I chose to came here. It was like coming into a new project, having a meaningful voice, and like it really spoke to me.
Seems like you're one that likes to start up things and like a bit of an entrepreneur, right? We heard that you have a coffee shop in Denmark, and then you also now have a sauna company with a few guys on the team. You want to talk about that?
Jeppe Tversgaard and Chris McVeigh and I are starting up a sauna business. So Scandinavian, it's inspired. It's
the
called,
true originators of
it's called like Sauna Goose. It's like a whole experience with some eccentric oils, a guided session from a goose master, we call it. So it's a different way of doing sauna and cold plunges. So it's hot and cold also. So there are some wellness aspects, recovery aspects, but also how it works in Scandinavia. It's just very social. It's bringing a community together, and that's especially that part that we really want to bring here, because there's a lot of recovery clubs and wellness clubs and so on, but like the social community thing.
So it's a whole kind of culture vibe, not really like a product. It's kind of just like the system of everything.
Also trying the whole experience. It's like an hour guided session. So it's completely different from what you maybe think a sauna is. But like quickly running over, you do 3 to 4 rounds of 10 to 12 minutes in the sauna with some different senses, different oils that we use. It could be like energizing lemon, peppermint, stuff like that, or relaxing lavender and so on. So, and then you cold plunge in between and have a rest, and you do that 3 to 4 times. And it's a really nice experience. We did it with the whole team last Friday, actually.
That's awesome.
And getting called the Goose Master now. And like we took them through the whole experience, and they seem to love it. So it was fun.
Is it like something that, you know, a group will travel to and then put that on, or are you going to have like a specific place that does that, or how's
right now it's a mobile concept. land in San Diego is quite expensive and tough to get your hands on.
So you're going to have like Goose Masters go to people's houses and walk them through this?
It's our... We have the full setup with sauna and cold plunge, but it's in different locations. Right. We are hoping and in talks to find a permanent location because that would be the dream to have it there and people can come in and
I like that idea a lot.
And try that.
That's great. It's a good idea.
We want to invite you guys when it's
for sure.
We'll come support for sure. You're one of the only players that I've at least seen that's very active on LinkedIn. Just tell us about maybe your perspective on you have a business already, you're starting this other business, just being involved in that side of things and the importance for that for players in this industry.
Yeah, I've been using it for quite some years now and really been enjoying it. So away from football, I really like businesses, investing, have real estate, some small businesses, and like creating different projects and so on. So it's been a big part of that, and something that has been like, first of all, fun to share a different side of just the football, Marcus, but also like some business stuff, and then it's really connecting, creating networks, interactions, and I feel like it's been giving me a lot. And I've done a couple of posts about especially investing as a player and young players to think about it a little bit. And like the responses coming back from that has been amazing. Get some direct messages about players really want to learn more or get into it, and it's often about insecurity about how to get started, because most people understand the idea of doing something with your money and really want to do it, but it's just it's difficult. It's not difficult, but it's uncertain to get started, and like how much and where and how and all this stuff.
The
and
time balance too, right? Like, cause you know, as a professional, you put everything into soccer, you know,
exactly.
And then it's like, how do you divvy up your time to create another business? You
know? So it's been giving me a lot, and it's been very fun to use.
Sounds like a great topic or course for future academy kids or something to teach them financial literacy.
I've done that a couple of times.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we have some fan questions for you that have been submitted on our Instagram, so I'll run through some of these. Let's see. How has the just moving to SDFC been different than Nordsjælland? Just kind of the experience between both clubs.
It's a different league. So like playing style is a lot of the same, but still some league stuff, some ideas from Mikey and so on is a bit different. Like I like the directness here, both from Mikey's idea, like how we want to play, and also as an offensive player, the way this league is very nice also. And then everything is just a bigger here. Like this club is getting built to win and make great results, and Nordsjælland is also doing well, but it's a little bit different with more development in mind and very young players that can take the step to a European club and so on. So here, like the reason I came here was also to win championships and because the ownership behind has that dream. So everything has been added on a little bit.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
What's your game day routine?
Game day routine, good breakfast, good coffee. And then I always do like biking and mobility in the morning, having a walk with my family and the dog and so. And then, so early in the day, get a little bit out of the house, and then later I stay. Normally, depending on what time we play, I take a small nap also, a little power nap, and then eat and get quite early into the stadium. So it's more or less, as I said before, I like the structured way, and I have my way of doing things. So I always keep that more or less in the same routine.
So I have a question going off of that. Do you have a specific training day routine? do you get in early, do your own stretches, your own foam roll, your own contrast? Then afterward, do you do your own stretching, your own anything like that on training days?
Yeah, definitely. So my prep before training every day is more or less the same with foam roll, mobility work, and then we have the team prep. And then after training, depending on what day of the week and when we are playing, it's basically a upper body, a lower body, a little bit heavier, like early in the week. And then coming closer to the week, I do more core-related mobility stuff. Then I have the sauna and cold plunge at home, so I add that thing on. And have my recovery routines. Like to use red light also and stuff like that.
That 0.5%, you just keep
adding
exactly.
Maybe it works, maybe not, but like I will
feel good afterward, right?
Yes,
there you go.
I will take that 0.5%.
Big coffee guy. What's your coffee go-to order? And then your favorite stop in San Diego?
I'm always doing a cortado or a flat white. So in the morning, normally a flat white, a little bit more milk, and then if it's a little later in the day, small cortado is my go-to. And yeah, we've been around to a lot of places. Always like to try different areas, and like I think there's a lot of good places, and really been surprised. I'm always asking about the size, because the sizes over here are a little different.
Says the same thing, yeah.
So it's 8-ounce flat white, or like, so that's always my question when coming into a coffee shop. But yeah, we have moisture in the facilities. I've been enjoying them, and then depending now with a kid, I'm also looking where's the playground with a coffee next to it.
Yeah.
So that's often the places that we go for.
How's life in San Diego off the pitch?
Very good, very good. It's I have my wife, my boy here, girl coming in a couple of weeks also.
Congratulations!
So we've really been enjoying it. So my wife had to get used to driving a little bit more. Like
you walk a lot.
Yeah, we were used to Copenhagen. Not that
center.
she's not used to driving, but just have to drive to everything. In Copenhagen, it was more like out
Walk
of the
to the
apartment,
grocery
you're
store.
walking around.
Sounds awesome.
You have the supermarket and all
Much
your
more
daily stuff
practical.
around. So she had to get used to that, but no, we really enjoy it. The weather, the people, the different areas, and so on. So we have always enjoyed being away from Denmark and having experiences in Belgium and a couple of places in Germany. So it's been really nice.
And last one I have for you is, have you had a California burrito yet?
Oh, it's a great question.
Yes, but I think I mix together the California and like just a breakfast burrito sometimes.
Whoa.
I know what you're talking about.
It's big.
They put some eggs and potatoes in it.
Yeah, that's a breakfast, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
in California?
California is just carne asada. Typically, carne asada and French fries are like
French
the two
fries,
main ingredients.
I've had both, but
Nice.
they are it's
It's a lot
good
of food.
size.
Yeah.
It's the only
But
thing
I
you're
like-
eating all
like
day.
all your calories for the day.
But burritos is something that we do it completely different in Denmark.
Yeah,
and
maybe we can bring it to Denmark. You know,
Not the right way. So there's a lot of expansion opportunities.
Bring a
there.
Roberto's to Denmark.
Like a real one. That's for sure.
authentic.
I really enjoy them.
Awesome.
When I lived in Germany, I would talk about that all the time. My buddy and I were like, can we bring like a Roberto's or sombreros or something to Germany? And he was like, I don't know if they'll like it. I'm
No,
like,
that's
I don't
like
know, you know?
those who like it, they really appreciate it. But I think it's the
Different concept. Though. Like I think like a Chipotle was like came later into Germany, like that type of thing. But when I was first there, I was always thinking like, oh, even a Chipotle would do great over here. You know?
But here, like burrito, tacos, so on. It's I enjoyed it.
Sweet. That's all we got from you. Thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great chatting with you.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Big news from 18 Threads. New merch is available in store and at 18threads.com. So whether you're heading to Snapdragon Stadium or just repping SDFC around town, 18 Threads has you covered. Stop by Mission Valley or shop online at 18threads.com. Join the San Diego FC family and become a member for the 2026 season today. SDFC season ticket memberships come with a variety of exclusive benefits designed to enhance the overall matchday experience, including discounts, access to MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, invitations to exclusive club events, and more. Visit sandiegofc.com/memberships for more information. All right, we are joined by assistant coach Kelvin Jones. Kelvin, welcome back to the pod.
Good to be back. It's been a while, huh?
2 weeks in a row. This is such a treat. All right, just walk us through. Obviously, we just kind of caught up with you about the recent results, but San Jose and just what that means for this team.
It's to have, 6 straight away wins in that environment and on that field against that opponent only, I think, makes this 6th win that much more special. It's a tough place to play. Crowd's fantastic, unbelievable environment. Tricky field, just in terms of you can see a lot of guys losing their footing. Mm-hmm. And then you got guys losing their footing, and you got an opponent that's willing to press you everywhere in the field. Yeah. It's difficult, and a credit to them. They made us really uncomfortable. But as you can see over this run, the group continues to win in different ways, and we had to win in such a different way than we're most comfortable with in this past game. So, yeah. And nothing but positive.
Yeah, we were talking about it before. It's like it's so hard to piece a team together and to get that mentality to always feel like you're in it or always pull out the results in the end. And so I was just telling Marvell and the audience even just enjoy this run, because even if you have the same exact team next year, you can't predict that feeling in the locker room or whatever that may be. Could you somehow put a finger on what exactly it is that is, bringing this team together in all the tough moments and just constantly pulling off these results?
Yeah, I think it's highlighting those moments, because it's rare.
Yeah.
And these moments, these second half performances, they make or break teams, and we make it really, really important to these guys have hopefully seen the milestone wall inside of the facility. You highlight those moments. For us, I think we've got over, I don't know, one of the key metrics is a goal 85 plus. And we've probably got double-digit goals, 85 plus.
Yeah.
So after the match, you highlight that and you make it a big thing, and you celebrate it in front of the group, and it becomes contagious. Game changer, goal or assist, really important for us. I think we are the team in the league that has the most goal contributions for guys that have come off the bench.
Yeah.
And it's not a fluke. Those are things that we celebrate, those things that we highlight, and really, really makes a big difference for us.
Yeah,
Are you calling the subs off the bench or what?
It's a collective effort. Okay. It's a collective effort.
We were just talking about this a little bit off air that the MLS just put out an article and just kind of highlighting everything so far, but that's noting that we have more second half goals than any other team with 30.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Some teams haven't scored 30 goals, period.
No. And I've been on teams where literally the substitutes, maybe you get 1 or 2 goals from substitutes throughout the course of a whole season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's incredible what San Diego's done.
And we've all been on teams where you make substitutes just to see out the game, or not to go after the game or to change the game. Or we've all been on teams where substitutes come in and the level drops because it's tough to come into a game where it's 100 miles an hour, like this past game, against a different opponent and catch up to the speed of the game, and then to be able to change the game is it's something different. And credit to the guys, whether they haven't been starting and then you start after a spell of not starting, or you've been starting and then you're having to come off the bench. Guys just continue to make differences in games. And again, it's not something that we haven't prepared for. It's something that we continue to preach, and we'll continue to preach, because if you continue to get success, it's because everybody's a part of it.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to mention is so Marcus comes into the game, scores a goal, has an assist to win it. I think he's one of the few guys that I don't know if the fans have been able to really appreciate the type of player that he's going to be for this club. Unfortunately, he had a few injuries. Can you talk a little bit about him? We're going to interview him later, but a little bit about what you see around the locker room and the type of leader that he is.
Unbelievable. I think that's outside of the qualities that he has on the field. I would say that's probably one of the bigger reasons why you bring a guy like him in. Obviously going through the dream himself over at Nordsjælland. So knowing what the club and everything is about, And then being a part of that at Nordsjælland and obviously playing at other clubs, and it's just to have a senior presence that preaches the same things that we preach as a staff to the players every day. It's so important. Him, Jeppe, Annabelle, all of the older leadership for what you have is a relatively younger group or guys that are getting younger opportunities like we talked about last time. It's so important to have those guys just in their level of professionalism for these young guys. If you could see how he comes in and day out over these 2 injury spells and prepares himself for these moments, it's no surprise that he's come into the game and it's contributed right away. Like he's prepared himself so much for these moments, and I'm sure there's so much frustration for him if you've had big expectations to come and be a big part of the group. Even though he might not have been yet, hopefully a bigger part of the group on the field, you can't speak higher praise for him, what he's done with the group off the field, considering all the things that he's been through.
Yeah.
He comes in after, almost 2 months out, and within 20 minutes has a goal and assist in the game.
and that's 2 months out after just coming back from being almost 2 months out. So credit to him and the mentality that he just comes to work every day, putting himself in a position to contribute.
Yeah. Also, in the earlier segment, we were talking a lot about family, and it seems like having these veterans come in and kind of be, kind of like the older brother or the older uncle of a group, and taking these young guys and bringing them under the wing, there shows a level of just connection, caring about the other person, knowing that you're going to work as hard for them as they're going to work hard for you. And also, in order to, there's room to learn. I remember before you said something a couple pods ago that stuck with me in terms of, every time that we do something wrong, there's always a learning experience to be had. And with a game like this, where it was just very disruptive, they were coming in, they were disrupting our play, we were disrupting their play. It was very difficult for us to literally and figuratively get our footing. And there were so many times where it was like there was learnable moments and teachable experiences where you can see someone and be like, all right, you should have done this in this situation. And there's other times where it almost hurts the player more just to, the ball just slips out of their foot. The ball just misplaced here or misplaced there. And to come into a locker room where there's like a family feel to it, whatever we say is meant for you to get better and for the family to get better. Yeah. Is that just a whole mentality that happens out in the locker room? Because you can almost feel it without even being in the locker room, how together this group is.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, it's such a learning environment. You go into a game like that, and everyone made mistakes and uncommon mistakes that they don't normally make. And guys can easily get on each other on the field in those moments, or a coaching staff can get on them because it's out of their norm and you expect better and better. But everyone's like, it's next action, next play, we move on. And again, credit to San Jose. We have to address what the opposition has done in the halftime talk. And before we even get into the locker room, the players are always talking. And the first thing that Mikey asks is, what did you guys talk about? And they've hit all the points that we've just talked about as a staff coming in. It's because you play the same language, you speak the same language. And it's such a group that is together, that is collectively, they understand it's collectively all of us together trying to solve this one problem of the opposition and to win the game. And it's such a positive environment when it comes to that because of the guys that are in that locker room. There's no ego. The guys, they have a bad game. They know that the player next to them is going to pick themselves up and help them along the way. So it's such a positive experience to be around this group of guys.
Yeah, as long as they're just talking to each other and everyone's on the same page, it's very easy to move forward. It's like, it's almost like you can be done with a look. You know what I want to say. It's like, I know what you want to say. Yeah. And you just go on. Like a lot more is said without words,
Absolutely. And I think you just look at guys that get subbed off in any match, that they're frustrated when they come off because no one likes to come off, whether you think you're playing well or you're playing poorly. But as the game goes on, I think this is a credit to how we perform the second halves as well. When you see goals being scored or good plays being happened, you'll see the guys on the bench, the first ones that are up on the sideline cheering and hugging and those things. I think we talked about it in the staff meeting today. One of the cool experiences of scoring that second goal is the staff's all celebrating, and then all of a sudden you look over and Franco's coming and running, and he's jumping in the staff, and Annabelle's jumping in, and everybody's jumping in. So you talk about a family. Like, yeah, that's a family of players that have each other's back, but it's such a good feeling when everybody's celebrating together. And I think and one of the cool things in the social media posts afterwards was my take of it was everyone was so congratulatory of Franco and wanting to, so contagious around his energy and wanting to hug, and Franco's lifting people up. It's awesome to see. Even his bandage
He's
stuff.
He's got the bandage on. He's bleeding all over the place. I was just going to ask you, on this stretch of 6 road wins, has there been a moment that really sticks out to you? Maybe it's this match that just happened, or maybe it's a different moment where you just take a step back and you just realize how special it is to be a part of this.
Probably a little bit of recency bias. It's probably this last game because there's so many games and they start to blend together. But I think the one moment that stood out was that celebration of the second goal. The guys don't ever give up. You're suffering in a way that you don't normally suffer. You're playing against an opponent that gives you different levels of competition. You solve the problem in a different way, and then you look around, everybody's celebrating together. The equipment staff, the ATCs, the performance staff, the players. We're all around the bench hugging, and then you got everybody else on the other side of the field. I think the Manu still frame when he's on top of the pile smiling, like it sums up the group. Everyone is enjoying this ride and this experience, and a credit to everybody. It happens out here on the field in training every day. We have the ability to enjoy that because they put in the work every day in training.
We've got 7 regular season matches left. The next one is Portland at home. What can you tell us about this team?
Dangerous. They are some quite special players, I think. It'll be another a different challenge in a different way. Comfortable in building in the attack, can catch you on transition with their wingers quite easily. So it's a game where we know at any given moment they can be dangerous. So that much more attention to making sure that we're taking care of the little things that we need to take care of, especially on the ball. How we lose the ball, where we lose the ball is really, really important against them.
Thank you.
I think that's our match preview presented by Alaska Airlines. Speaking of Alaska Airlines, this upcoming match is our Pride Night presented by Alaska Airlines. The first 10,000 fans in the stadium will receive this bag luggage tag. So please be there early. Really important game for this community, and being able to celebrate so many people and being able to put on a special atmosphere for this game. So see you out there. See you back at home.